Hello and welcome to The United Man. My name is Shane. This is the latest on Manchester United transfers based on Ole's complete list of signings and departures.
The mic, making sure production's tight.
Now, with Ole seemingly reshaping Manchester United into his own image, so-called, it looks certain at the moment that we are on a different path completely. Now, Ole has obviously made his stamp on the team so far, signing 5 players and getting rid of quite a lot of what we perceived to be before dead wood. Now, I did want to go through all those players that Ole's already got through already, and also some players we missed out on, and obviously rating the players that he's brought in so far. As always, before we get into it, don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with everything Manchester United. Now, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's time as Manchester United manager has been somewhat tumultuous, but he is making an impact slowly but surely. Behind the scenes, I don't think everyone's fully aware of how he's reshaping the squad and remoulding it to ultimately, hopefully, be successful in the near future. Now, obviously, we've brought in 5 players. It's well documented who those players are. Most recently, Ole Gunnar, striker, obviously been brought in on loan. Bruno Fernandes, obviously been bought in the January transfer window as well. Wan-Bissaka, Daniel James, and also Harry Maguire. Overall, obviously the jury's still out on Igalo and Bruno Fernandes, but Bruno Fernandes was a long-awaited transfer, believe me. Overall, I'd give Ole a B for his transfers in, which, you know, the players he's brought in so far have been very, very effective. We've obviously been in for other players, but there were 2 players specifically that I feel that we definitely could have benefited from and potentially have missed out on at this moment in time. Those players are Kalidou Koulibaly, who is currently still at Napoli, and the newspapers are currently saying that we're in the runnings for him, or front runners for him for a summer signing. As it stands, we don't have him, so there is still potential that we could miss out on Koulibaly, and the fact that we've signed Harry Maguire would suggest that we're probably not going to make another major signing at centre-back department. The other major signing cost Borussia Dortmund £30 million. We all know who I'm talking about. It is Bro Erling Haaland. Now, he came on for his Borussia Dortmund debut and scored a hat-trick after 20 minutes. I'd say we've missed out on that one, wouldn't you? Anyway, moving swiftly on before my feelings get hurt even more than they already are. Wanted to go into the success of Ole, how I believe so far, and that is the amount of players that he's dispatched from Manchester United's wage bill and squad. Players that ultimately were there, seemingly there for the wage, seemingly taking up places in terms of getting in the way of development for other players, i.e. youth players coming through. Ole, I believe, has done a fantastic job in actually getting rid of what we as fans all deemed as deadwood, and a lot of them have moved on, and I don't think we fully appreciate who those players are and how many of them he's managed to get rid of so far. Now, Ole's managed to get rid of no fewer than 9 players from Manchester United's first team, and including players from the starting 11. Now, I'll go through those players. They tally no fewer than 9 players. Those players are, and let me know if you remembered all of these, by the way. I'd be impressed if you did. Those players are Ander Herrera, Romelu Lukaku, who I've named those 2 first because I perceive them to have not been part of the deadwood category. More be it there was starting 11 players that I believe we would still potentially be benefiting from today. The rest of the list, however, are who I perceive to be deadwood, and they are as follows: Matteo Darmian, deadwood; Mario Fellaini, deadwood; Marcus Rojo, deadwood; Chris Smalling, deadwood; well, this one, who for me, I'd say Deadwood after, you know, at the end of his Manchester United career, and that was Antonio Valencia. He was a very good servant for Manchester United, but as I say, towards the end of his career, he was seemingly, his performances were ineffective, and at the end he was Deadwood, and that's, as I say, Antonio Valencia. Alexis Sanchez, certainly Deadwood. The cost of his wage bill was astronomical. He is currently on loan, however, at Inter Milan, and Ole obviously coming out recently saying that he's going to be coming back to Manchester United in the summer and prove everyone wrong. I severely hope that is incorrect, Ole, because you've done really well so far. So long may that continue. But yeah, so far Alexis Sanchez is out of Manchester United and he's Deadwood. Following him to Inter Milan is Ashley Young. Now this one was a bit contentious because he was Manchester United club captain. He'd done well in patches, obviously, at left back, certainly when he was a winger. When he played right back, he was just non-existent. So, but for me, another player that's Deadwood. So that's no fewer than 9 players, as I say, Ollie's managed to get rid of, and I believe that's quite successful because the amount of years we've been saying under Mourinho, under Van Gaal especially, the amount of Deadwood players that we're carrying in the squad. And Ollie, to his credit, he's done very, very well in terms of clearing out the squad of all those players, especially off the wage bill as well, because all those players there were on significant wages, as we all know. The only player I would say who is in the squad at the moment who can be considered as Deadwood is Phil Jones. I say Phil Jones tongue-in-cheek because he's been there for so long, never really been a first choice player consistently. Now, the fact that he's on big wages and we've signed another contract with Phil Jones would appear that he's not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. However, he will still continue to be part of the squad, I'm sure, but hopefully for not much longer. Let me know what you think of that list of players that Ollie's managed to get rid of in his short tenure so far, and the players he's brought in. As I said, I've given Ollie a rating of B for the players that he's brought in so far, and I'd go as far as to saying I'd say A in terms of departures, the players that he's gotten rid of as well. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Take care.